And throughout this series, I've been quoting David's words from Psalm chapter 8, where he says this: "When I consider the heavens, the work of your fingers, the stars and the moon in which you've ordained, what is man that you are mindful of him, or the son of man that you visit him?" So I think you can probably imagine that David was overwhelmed. He was looking at the night sky. He was overwhelmed. He would have no idea the expanse of the universe like we would. Yet in some way he's feeling insignificant in the midst of this. And here's a little secret I'm going to let you in on. The universe is one thing, and man is not the insignificant one. The universe is. You say, why would you say that? Because man wasn't created for the universe was created for man. And that's what we're going to look at today. So I have three sort of statements I'm going to make today. I'm going to throw up two statements, actually. Last week I made the statement, if there was a beginning, then that demands there was a creator. This week I have two more statements. Here they are. And it's the mystery of mankind. Why do we exist, and how is it we exist? And the two things are this. Number one, a finely tuned universe. And number two, evidence for intelligent design. And here's what we discover, or if you haven't discovered, you're going to today, that the universe is finely tuned for man to live in. And if any single parameter was out of order, we would not be able to live here. Now, I want to remind you about the creation story in Genesis chapter 1. We have God, it says, in the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. And then the next verses are him creating the heaven and the earth. And he creates the stars, and he creates the moon, and he creates the sun. And he said, let there be light, and there was light out of all that. And then he separated the land from the sky, and we have the firmament, as he calls it. And then he separated the water from the land. So we have dry land, and we have oceans as it was. And then he filled the earth with flora and fauna. And then he started making various creatures. The birds of the air and the fish of the sea and the cattle on the hills. And he made all these things. And it wasn't until the last day, the sixth day, that he made man. And I don't want to get into the conversation about how long were those days. It's not really important to me. What's important today for us is this: that man was created distinctly. Man was created separately from the rest. Man was created last, on the very last day. And let's go look at it. This is what it says. 25 verses describing the creation of the universe. And then in the 26th verse of Genesis, it says this: "Then God said, let us make man in our image, according to our likeness. Let him have dominion over the fish of the sea, over the birds of the air, over the cattle, over all the earth, and every creeping thing that creeps on the earth." So God created man in his own image. In the image of God, he created them. Male and female, he created them. So we have a picture of God creating man uniquely from all the other animals. He made all the other animals, the fish and the birds and all these other things. And on that sixth day, he did something that man and only man got. We and only we were created in the image of God.